My name is Bailey Williams, and this is my video for my class, Legal Environment of Business, that I am taking this summer at Hines. And we had to choose between 3 different subjects, and I chose criminal law, and I chose homicide. And homicide is when a person is killed as the result of conduct or omission by another person. And there's different types of homicide, and they include voluntary manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, murder, and also felony murder, which is what I am going to talk about over these next few minutes. Voluntary manslaughter is applicable in situations where the death of another was intentional and where special circumstances existed. An example of that is a crime of passion, where a person loses all ability to control themselves because something provoked them so extremely that they had to kill somebody. And it must be established that the deceased did something so extreme to provoke that person. Examples are when you have a husband and wife, and the husband was beating on the wife and destroying her mentally, and thus far made her angry, and she killed him. And that's an example of crime of passion, which is an example of voluntary manslaughter. The other one is involuntary manslaughter. It occurs when one person is responsible for the death of another because of gross and extreme negligence or recklessness. An example of that is drinking and driving, but a lot of states have vehicular manslaughter, so you can't really go to jail for involuntary manslaughter if you're drinking and driving. Another example is if you get in the fight at a bar and you've been drinking too much and somebody just provokes you and all of a sudden you just start pounding on their head, or you take a beer bottle to their head, but your intent was to hurt them, not really to kill them, but they end up dead anyway. That is an example of involuntary manslaughter. The other one is murder, and that is when you had a premeditated act committed with specific malicious intent or malicious forethought, which is pretty much when you say, hey, I'm going to kill somebody, and you had the intent to kill them, the thought to kill them. There was no doubt in your mind that you didn't want to kill them. You went to that person and you shot them, stabbed them, however you wanted to kill them. You're going to jail for murder because you had what is called actus reus, which is the wrongful act or doing, and mens reus, which is the guilty mind or purpose criminal intent. You had both of them, and they're going to get you for that. And the other one is felony murder rule, which is where you're going to commit a felony such as robbing somebody's house, stealing their car, robbing a bank, any kind of felony that you're going to commit. But say you go to rob somebody's house and, well, you didn't think Sally Joe was going to be home, and Sally Joe turns the corner and you shoot her. But you still steal all of her things out of her house. You committed a felony, but you committed a murder too. But your intent was obviously not to kill Sally Joe. Your intent was to go into her house and steal expensive things from her. So, let's do a little review. Actus reus is the wrongful act or doing. Mens rea is the guilty mind or purpose criminal intent. Homicide is when a person is killed a result of conduct or omission. Voluntary manslaughter is when the death of a person was intentional. Involuntary manslaughter was there was not the intent to kill somebody. Murder is when you had premeditated thought to kill them, and felony murder is when you commit a felony and you ended up killing them. I thank you for listening to my video and hope that you learned just a little bit about criminal law and homicide. Thanks.